One. Hey, college wrestling fan. Johnny Thompson, number one here. Today's guest is the head coach of Quincy University, Jimmy Eggemeyer. Thanks for being on the show today, Coach Eggemeyer.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So the first question I wanted to ask you today is we're heading into year four, and I want to start off talking about the women's program that's already had a lot of success. In year two, you guys had three qualifiers for the national tournament, and then in year three, had five qualifiers for the national tournament. Talk about the success and how you guys have been able to build upon that and get more and more qualifiers every season.
Yeah, I think a lot of that has to do with just, our coaching staff being able to bring, the right ladies to campus, starting this from the ground up. Initially, we had seven women that first season. Then we brought in when we had 16 the second year. And then this last year, we had over 25. So, just bringing in quality recruits, training partners, the full coaching staff has all helped build to where we're at now. We get girls from all over the country. I'm originally from Alaska, so we have a handful from the West Coast, and then obviously from this Illinois, Missouri area. But just bring in the right ladies, ready to scrap, and they've been performing well, as a team. And we were ranked 24th as a dual meet team this year. Just want to clarify, I'm the director of wrestling, so we do have a full-time head coach for the women's team as well. So having separate coaches has been a game changer for us. When I first started, me and Coach Haley were kind of doing both programs together, but now we're separated, but we still help each other out.
One of the star wrestlers you have on the women's team is Trinity Pendergrass, who became last year your first ever Region 4 champion, and she also became your first All-American with a seventh place finish. What does her success mean to the program?
Yeah, I mean, she was one of the first recruits we had here as a women's program. And, having a first All American, a region champ, helps a lot in terms of recruiting, shows that we can actually, get girls to that national level, All American status, hopefully national champ status here shortly. But it just helps, the whole program as a whole, building from the ground up and, first finally getting over that hump of, we had our first national qualifiers in year two, and now we have our first All American in year three. So we're just continuing to climb that ladder and, just helps having someone like that, probably the program who started, when we only had six ladies on a team, and now she's on a team, with 30 girls. So it's huge.
So you guys head into the 2025-2026 season with six returning national qualifiers from your women's team. What do you guys have projected for this season?
Yeah, I mean, we're basically bringing everyone back. We finally got first invite to the national duels this next coming year, so we're excited about that. It's going to be different this next season. This past year, I think there was eight regions, and it was top four qualify, and you can bring 15 to regionals. This next year is going to be seven regions, top three qualify, and we don't know the region alignment yet. So we might be with Iowa, McKendree, Lindenwood. So it's going to be different this next year. So it's kind of hard to say where we line up there. But again, we're bringing all our girls back, and then we're adding a solid recruiting class to that. So we're excited for this next lineup and the ladies that we have coming back.
Switch over now to speaking about the men's team. You guys have had quite a bit of success so far there as well. In your first year, Philip Sims ends up winning a Super Region 4 title. Just about qualified another guy, Martrice Smith, got fourth place at the regions. And then in year four and excuse me, year three and year four, your star wrestler has been Sabian Russell. I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing his name right. Am I saying that right?
Sabian.
Sabian Russell, I'm sorry
Yeah.
about that, who had a great Super Region 4 tournament last year, took third place, qualified for nationals. Talk about him a little bit. Going to give you my own personal opinion. I think you guys could be seeing your first All American next year.
Yeah. I mean, Sabian's someone that is always on the mat. And it's hard to find guys like that just love to be on the mat, love to wrestle all the time. And he's one of those kids that you look for. You know, he does well in the classroom, does well in the social life, and then obviously on the mat. You know, he was a true sophomore this year. He's a young true sophomore. I think he just turned 19, so he's young. But you know, he's a trailblazer for us. You know, he does everything right. And like I think he can be our first All-American. And then but he helps our whole program. So guys see all the work he does, you know, on and off the mat and success he's having. And so it helps the whole team. They're like, okay, that's what you got to do to get to that level. So yeah, he had a great season this year as a true sophomore, and we're excited for him next year.
You guys also have a great recruit coming in, a NJCAA All-American, Corey Hyatt from Southeastern and over there in Beatrice, Nebraska. Talk about him and how you think he'll help you guys out at 197 pounds.
Yeah. I look at the region itself. I think there's some obviously blue ball from Indy is finally graduated, and so 197 opens up a little bit. But yeah, he had a solid junior college season. You know, those guys wrestle everywhere. That's Coach Pack, my assistant's dad. He's the head coach over there. But those guys wrestle, you know, D1, D2, all the way down to, you know, junior college guys. But yeah, we're excited to have him hopefully in the lineup at 197. I think he's going to do well. You know, we got some good depth now at 97. So, you know, iron sharpens iron. So having just good training partners at 97 and heavyweight makes a big difference.
You know, you just mentioned Coach Pack, Cody Pack. For those of you unaware, he was the first ever four-time NCAA Division I qualifier for the South Dakota Jackrabbits. Was a two-time conference champion for the Jackrabbits, and was also twice the round of 12, just one match away from All-American. What has it been like for the Quincy program to have someone of that caliber on your coaching staff?
Yeah, he just brings a lot of knowledge to the table. Like his wrestling IQ is above the charts. So just having him in the room has been a game changer. You know, he knows in and outs of, you know, every position. He was really good on top in college. So that's been a big help for me. You know, his top and bottom game is huge. It's especially at this level, you got to be good there to see success. So he's someone that I can let run practice, and he just does well. He's had a lot of experience. He was, you know, running LLG in South Dakota for a number of years. He was part of North Dakota State coaching staff for a couple of years. So he's been around in the coaching realm for a while. So he's experienced in that way. And but yeah, he's just been huge for us to get someone like that here.
When can Quincy Hawk wrestling fans look forward to seeing the schedules for the men and women's program coming out?
Yeah, we're just finalizing those. We're gonna have a lot of home meets, especially on the women's side. Where you will The women's program now is a part of the GLVC, so it's actual conference. We're partnered with a couple of the schools up north in Minnesota or Michigan. But we'll be hosting a bunch of GLVC dual meets for the women's, and then obviously on the men's, and then the men's are also hosting the GLVC tournament at the end of the regular season. So we're excited for that. That's going to be
we were speaking earlier before we started the interview. I came to a dual meet last year. Will that be held in the same building?
No, it will be in our main arena and Pepsi Arena. So, but yes, the same building. So
I will definitely write that down on the calendar. This will be you guys' first time ever hosting the tournament, correct?
yeah, so actually I have that date. It will be February 15th is when we're going to host the GLVC tournament on the men's side.
Once again, college wrestling fans, Quincy will be hosting the Great Lakes. What does the V stand for?
Uh,
It's the
Great
V.
Lakes Valley Conference.
That's right, Valley. I can think of the V. Great Lakes Valley Conference Tournament. That'll be on February 15th, 2026. And that is a great tournament. I follow it every season, and this will be my first time watching it live if I'm able to make it. Well, Coach, I really want to thank you for taking the time today to be a part of Johnny Thompson #1. And we wish you the absolute best of success in 25, 26.
All right. Thank you for having me. Have a good one.
Yeah.